Hello! I found the lamp. Welcome to Levels Plus Whenever, episode 156. And this episode is about my vacation. I'm going to have some of the games that I traded in. Then we're going to actually go to the store. Little bit of a montage of the store. I'll show you what I got, and then I'll show you some highlights of my trip. And then we'll call it a day for this one. So, let's get started. Before getting to Gamers in Control, I thought it would be good to recap all of the stuff, there's a lot of it, that I'll be trading in. So, I've got a few books that are game related here. There's the Chris Tells Collector's Edition with all the stuff with it, and then the Lunar Puppet. And I've got these two bags filled. There's some stuff in there that's different from the inventory video, so we'll go through it real quick. Okay, I dumped it all out on the floor. We'll tackle a couple amiibo. Rosalina and Corin, I'm going to trade in. Rosalina I'm trading in primarily because of the new one that's coming out next year. I like it more. And I think I've made my opinion on Corin and Fates pretty clear. That I don't like her all that much. Part of Justice, since it's on Capcom Fighting Collection 2, I just don't see the need to keep it on the Dreamcast. Dragon Warrior 7 with the remake coming out soon. Again, I just don't feel the need to keep the original. Final Fantasy V Advance, I have the Pixel Remaster. The Blaster Masters 02 Special Edition. I don't know quite where the game is. It's probably hiding. Dragon Quest Builders 2, Advance Wars 1 and 2, Dragon Quest Monsters, Valkyria Chronicles 4, Rocket Knight Adventures Resparked, the Japanese version of Bakaru, Clubhouse Games. I've got some manuals that I just don't... Well, it would help if I showed you the manuals, wouldn't it? Manuals I don't need, so I'm going to go and get rid of those. I've got the Strategy Guide to Glory of Heracles 1 for the Famicom. This is the Contra Operation Galuga edition for Super Deluxe. The Baldur's Gate Physical Edition. The Fire Emblem Engage Elios Collection. There's a whole bunch of Famicom stuff. Ray Noctis, Capcom vs. SNK 2 EO, again, Fighting Collection 2. The Physical of Zero Dawn, because I have it digitally. The Castlevania first season, Days Ex Human Revolution, Valkyria Chronicles. I got that on the PS5. Nier Automata, Wind Waker HD, 1080 Avalanche, Fatal Fury Battle Archives Volume 2, Street Fighter 30th Anniversary, and Monster Hunter Stories 2. Both the versions of Lunar 2 I have. Dragon Quest 11. E's Memoir and Trinity Trigger. We've got Hulk, Ultimate Destruction, a Spare Switch, Boy and His Blob, Dragon Quest 7 for the 3DS, again, remake. RE Village, I just don't see myself replaying. Yars Rising, Shadow of the Ninja Reborn, just was not getting into that. Tales of Arise, Unknown 9, Awakening, Resident Evil 7, Marvel's Capcom 2, again, collections, Circus Caper, Skater Die 2, California Games, Dragon Power. There's the Blaster Master 2 thing. I can put it in the box that it's supposed to go in. Clash of Demon Head, Dragon Spirit and Wizards and Warriors, and Double Dragon 3. Japanese Famicom stuff. We've got Mahjong 2. That would help if I was actually focusing on what I'm looking at. Of Olympus. Wagenland 2. Family Mahjong 2. Family Tennis. Princess Tomato and Salad Kingdom. Kid Nikki 2. I forget the Japanese name. The other family Mahjong game. Mappy Kids. Grandmaster. Wagenland 3. One of the Ninja Jajamaru games that you're not able to play as Sakura. Side Pocket. Tau. Million Secret Castle. Wagenland Original. And what we know as Crystallis, but Godslayer. And then Capcom Classics Mini Mix. Blast Core. I gotta package it all up and take it in and see what I get in the end. Alright, I've made it to Salinas safe and sound. So I'm gonna go in and check out what Aaron's got. It's been about 1.5 years since I have visited the store, so I'm very excited. All right, I'm back. So let's do a recap of what I acquired. Unfortunately, well, and honestly, fortunately, the store was so busy I couldn't actually have Aaron record a little quip for me like he did last year. There was just people coming in. I barely got time to shoot any footage of the store. So I had forgotten to put the games in these two, so I still have them. I put the games in there, so next time I go over, I can decide if I want to trade them in. Probably will, since I have other versions of them. However, I did get quite a bit of credit, $910, if I am not mistaken, and just about everything else was accepted except for Side Pocket and Wagenland 2 for the Famicom, as well as some of the miscellaneous badge stuff. So I'm happy with that. I probably would have got close to maybe 1,000 with those two, but it's all right, you know. $910 in credit is quite a phenomenal number, and then you get to start making some absolutely bizarre decisions you wouldn't make. Like buying Kodelka complete to the best of my understanding. I now have all of Shadow Hearts. This was the most expensive thing I think I've ever bought there. This was $350. But it's like when you got 900 and something credit, you're not actually putting any money out. You just kind of go for the things that you never see in your life, and you will never see again in your life when they happen. So that is easily the most exciting thing. But I did get some wish list items. One in particular I'm super thrilled about. I finally have Power Blade. With the manual, no less. This has been a game that I have been looking for since I was like 10. So 30 plus years of trying to get a Power Blade, and I finally have it. On the subject of the NES, I did get 2 other games for Femtendo. So I got Battletoads, since there's 2 women prominently in it, as well as Rainbow Island, since the port does some different story stuff, and Bub and Bob's girlfriend show up. Figured I'd go ahead and grab that while it was there. I added to my Castlevania collection with a complete boxed Castlevania 4 for Super Nintendo. This is a reprint. Majesco apparently reprinted stuff for Konami back in the 90s. But I don't really care, because unless you look really close at the fine print, it's great. I finally have Super Castlevania 4 for the first time in my life. I also have Castlevania in 64 for the first time in my life. They had Castlevania Legacy of Darkness for the N64 as well. That was a bit pricier. This one was like 25 to 30. The other one was like 120. But the label wasn't as nice. Like, this cart looks pretty immaculate, all things considered. So I'm very happy to have that as well. And then the rest is mostly PS4. I got some things that I wouldn't get normally. So, Lunar Remastered. I didn't pay anything for it, so I don't really have any hesitation about trying the remasters out, although I got rid of everything else I had Lunar. The puppet's gone. The Lunar 2, both Lunar 2s I had are gone. So I now have this, and we'll see if I like this or not. I finally have a physical of Tomb Raider, which I would not buy now because they're owned by Embracer. And I also finally got a physical of Evil Within 2, which is something I've been looking for a while. I would not buy this because Microsoft. I also got Dragon Quest Heroes 2, which I've been wanting to pick up for a while. It's a shame that the first and the second have like different rosters, because I think like Yangus doesn't appear in this one, but he appeared in the first one. I don't quite understand why they did that. Alright, last but not least is Ghost of Yote. I do have to admit that I was excited about this, and then the whole situation about them firing an employee because they have a personal blue sky message that perhaps wasn't politically correct, but still fired her anyway after 10, 12 years working for the company. And then just really putting their foot in their mouth when they were asked about it in response. Didn't really do a whole lot to enthuse me on buying it and give Sony actual money for it. In this case, I get to try the game, because the game was unfortunately getting lambasted by fucking incels. But now I get to at least try the game and see if I like it at all, and I didn't give Sony or Sucker Punch any real money for it. The fun navigating that I have to do to try to maintain some sense of morals anymore. It's a fun time, I tell you what. I'll go ahead and share some highlights of my vacation outside of buying a bunch of cool games. All right, that was my trip. That was my wonderful vacation. And I had a wonderful time visiting my parents while over there. And I also got a Limited Editions Club book from an antique mall, which is just a nice little accessory to all the cool games I got. So I gotta go put all these away now. It's very exciting. Gotta change the background a little bit. But you don't need to worry about that. We will see you in the near future for the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful set of days till I see you again. Take care.